Hello folks. Well, this video was requested from people who asked me all the time about the controller I use for my Aerofly RC7 Ultimate Simulator. Well, most of you know this is my preferred simulator due to it actually feeling most like flying my real models and the fact that the flying sites are actual RC model flying sites from around the world, and some that I've actually flown at in real life. Also, the planes and helicopters are real and modeled after real models. Well, many folks have recommended other simulators to me a lot over the years, and I've tried them all, believe me. But a lot of these guys actually don't fly the real models, so they don't know if their simulator actually feels like the real thing or not. In my case, most of you have seen me fly my gas and electric helicopters and models all inverted and doing all kinds of things with it, and so when I say RC7 feels real, you can bet it does. Well, many folks have actually asked me what controllers I use with it, because that really makes a big difference. What I use the most is the Aerofly RC dongle connected to my Spectrum TX8 via an orange receiver. I used the wired versions for many years before those came out, but they're not programmable. I've also used the sim stick with limited success. I like the Aerofly setup, and best of all, I can buy my DX8 Generation 2 to it and adjust all the curves for throttle and pitch to the actual model I'll be flying. That's what I did with my latest, the T-Rex 500. Then when I actually went out to fly it for real, the curves in the transmitter were just right. You know, I'm an old school pilot and I like to fly smooth maneuvers, not radical. All those contests I used to fly in, well, the judges wanted to see smooth, old-fashioned maneuvers, and since I like to watch my machines fly, it's pleasing to me too. So here are a few highlights and a link to the steampower.com where you can get the program. The computer I'm using is an HP Pavilion 3.7 GHz with 8 GB RAM and a NVIDIA 980 GTX graphics card. Well, practice makes perfect, so in the winter this is a good time to stay up to speed doing things I like to do. Gives me a chance to practice good things like knife edge and try out different models that I don't have. So enjoy the flights and happy flying. Well, this video is by request, mostly about the controllers, but many of you asked me to review my 9 helicopter tips and rules of thumb. Well, all simulators are actually very good learning tools because they help you learn to move the sticks in the right direction. If you don't move them the right way, you're going to crash your simulator machine just as violently as the real one. When I wrote my 9 helicopter tips and rules of thumb, many of you have seen, there were barely gyros, no easy flying, counter-rotating machines, and no autopilot crutches or self-leveling devices. If you're a purist pilot and you still want to fly helis as they once were, here's a review of what I do recommend with my 9 tips. Some of you have your own tips, and that's just fine. These are what I fly by though. Number 1, never ever let your friends fly your models. It's always better to get an instructor for that first flight. They can tell if there's problems with you or the heli. Beginners can't tell. Number 2, never ever watch the tail rudder, only watch the nose. Remember, this left stick points in the direction the nose goes, not the tail. Number 3, do not attempt nose in right at the beginning, no matter what your friends egg you to do. And don't let people watch you when you're learning. They cause more crashes because they always egg you on, and you feel pressured to fly for them.
Hey Dave, do a launch off.
Number 4, never ever fly away until you can hover, because if you can't hover, you're not going to get it back without crashing. Number 5, always practice hovering at eye level. Lower is more difficult because it's in ground effect. Number 6, get used to pinching the left stick and the most important stick, because there's 3 controls controlled by it. And that's with the left index finger and thumb. And never chop the throttle stick off. It must go down gently or the blades will hit the tail boom when the skids slam down on the ground and the blades keep going down. No chop stick, no bang boom. Number 8, remember what your last move was when flying, so if you get lost, just keep going through the motions, pretend you to see it until it comes into sight again. And number 9, only fly as far away as you can comfortably see your heli and no more. If you can't see it, you're not going to get it back. And remember, He who dares nothing need not expect anything. So if you continue to do what you've always done, you're always going to get what you've always gotten. Well folks, all simulators are real good tools and can keep your flying skills sharp, especially in the winter. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you next time.